What's up, pussy munchers, and welcome back to the Funny AF podcast. Now, AF doesn't stand for what you think it does. It stands for Andy and Frank. And today, Frank, what's special about today?
We got a special guest.
We have our first official guest. His name is, do you use your real name?
Mich.
His name is Mich. Say hi to the people, Mich.
What's up, pussy munchers? I'm Mitch.
So, first I'm going to just say that we were going to upload last week, but there was some confidentiality.
We recorded an episode about a person, but the person decided to come back to Andy's life for some reason, so we're not going to release it until things go bad.
Yeah, so we're just gonna see what happens. We're going to see what happens, play the field.
Another thing is we said our first guest was going to be Drebeck. Change of plans. We don't like her anymore, so we're putting Mitch in.
She's out of town. But
Yeah.
Anyways, so Mitch is here, and how do we know you, Mitch?
Well, we work together. We work at the Q.
The DQ.
It's extremely shitty. However, we have a pretty good friend group there, except
do.
for
Bleep.
Except
Bleep.
for. Whoa, name dropping. Are we bleeping it out, Frank?
We're bleeping it out.
We're bleeping it out. All right, so onto the serious stuff. So, what I'm kind of interested in Mitch, that I think it'd be cool if you talked about, is like with online dating, like it's known that for guys especially that
It doesn't work.
it's like there's a lot of it's really high risk, low reward, as they say.
Amen.
And it doesn't, hookups might happen, but long lasting relationship is very rare. But you've really found you've gotten lucky in that area. So why don't you just tell us about that?
All right, so I guess I'll just tell you my experience. So I met my girlfriend on Tinder, and it's weird because I never expected to meet somebody actually cool on Tinder. So we matched, and it's like really strange how you have to approach it. So you have to approach it like so carefully. Like,
What was like your opening line to her over text?
oh Jesus, my opening line.
Yeah, like when with Tinder, did you have an opening line at all with people? Or was it
No,
just, hey?
no, but I remember it with Abby.
Okay.
That's her name, Abby.
You're alright saying her name?
Yeah.
Name drop.
So my opening line was, "Hey, I really like your music taste."
Okay.
And then
is
it
music
just-
taste important in
Was it-
online dating?
Oh yeah, like
It was in her bio? or
Yeah,
something?
like it's
Oh,
in her
okay.
bio, like her Spotify stuff.
Gotcha.
So.
Because I remember you said that the reason she kind of swiping right
Mm-hmm.
is because of your music taste.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's why she swiped right. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, but the thing that with online dating that it's kind of annoying, I guess, and with texting in general, is I feel like there's a lot of waiting. Like you send them a text, and then you gotta wait like 2 days, and then they respond. Was there a lot of that?
No, there wasn't like okay. Well, I mean, there were some waiting periods, right? So it was kind of random. Like we would go through phases where we'd be texting each other back and forth, and we'd be responding like within a minute. But there's also like stuff where like one of us is just busy. Like I'll be in class and I won't respond back for like an hour, or she'll be in class and she won't respond back for like an hour or something.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like that. But there was never a period where we didn't talk to each other for more than like 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
So when you had that break, was it because you guys chose to? Because I know Andy, whenever he texts the girls, it's like, I need to wait 30 minutes.
Well,
because...
no, my view on texting has been changed, and it's like I
Since
fucking
when?
hate texting. No, you know what? No, here's the deal. Because with texting, if I text somebody, I expect immediate responses. Because okay, look, I'm
you don't even
trying
do
to have a
immediate
conversation
response.
because I notice that other people don't have immediate responses. So I'm like, oh,
So how would you expect an immediate
I
response?
don't
if
want.
you
It's
don't
not
get
about
one?
me, Frank. This is about Mitch.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, so Mitch, so you would say that this girl right off the start, like right when you saw her profile, she really caught your eye, you'd say.
Oh yeah, like 100%. Like it was weird because honestly, it's still fucking crazy to me that we were even together. Because like I had just gotten out of not even kind of like I was talking to somebody for a little while.
Yeah.
And
you
that
guys
like
went on a few dates, but
yeah, and that like ended. Right, and then like for 2 months I didn't use Tinder, like because I was just bored, because I wasn't getting any matches, because it's really fucking hard
for guys,
unless you're like
especially for guys.
a supermodel.
No,
Literally.
dude, no. Honestly, any girl. I have this one friend who's like, I'm sorry, she's probably not listening to it, but she's like not the most attractive girl in the world, at least to me. But literally for any girl though, they'll get so many matches. It's so easy.
Well, yeah,
for
because
them.
they're a girl.
Exactly. Any girl. You could be ugly. You could be beautiful.
Literally.
Yeah, I mean, because guys just want to pipe. That's what
Literally.
it's for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Literally. Instead of your Mitch.
Yeah.
Mitch wants.
I'm gonna wife you up,
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I saw her, and then the first picture of her, I was like, whoa, fuck, like, get me in, chief.
But it's not because of what you think it would be. Like was it the first picture like her face, or was it like the other shit?
Well, it was like her face,
Okay.
right? And then she had like pictures after that were like funny.
Yeah.
Like she had
and,
some fucking picture of her like squatting in a pentagram
Yeah.
with like
There
a
it is.
Slim Jim, like in her
Uh-huh.
titties.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
and it was really funny. So.
Yeah. So I think that's definitely really cool that you guys met. So like, how do you think it's going now?
Well, it's going like really.
Because you guys been
fucking
seeing each other for like how long now?
well. Like just over 2 months now. Yeah, just
Okay.
over 2 months.
2 months. Damn.
It's going like really well. you
Time
know?
flies.
Oh no, definitely.
Hey,
Like,
it's good.
well, how
shit.
long ago was your first date?
Oh Jesus Christ.
You guys
Probably like
have
a
been
month.
dating for 5 months? For
2
For
months.
2 months?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you've known each other for those 2 months as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we've pretty much been. All in all, we've known each other for about 3 months, three and a half ish.
So it was like that 1 month talking. Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad.
So your first date with this lady,
Mm-hmm.
like, was that weird since you're meeting someone that you met online, or was it just kind of?
Well, okay, so let me explain to you how the date went.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're going to this
Plaza.
This plaza, and it's like we're going to see a movie there. And it's funny, as I'm driving in, I look in my fucking rearview mirror, and she's behind me.
Oh, okay.
And it's like we don't know each other that well yet, so
so
I
you
don't
can't
know if I
like
should,
wave or honk.
Yeah,
any of
yeah.
that?
It's like I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know if I can look behind me and like wave or something. And then, so I didn't. And then I just parked. And then we met at the movie theater. And at first it was like, it wasn't awkward. It was just like,
This first time you guys see each other in person, so it just
yeah,
it takes a little bit.
we were getting used to each other's like presence.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's all about comfort.
Yeah, I mean, and that was okay, but it was never awkward. It was just I was kind of nervous.
Oh, exactly.
And then I got over that like pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like in like the first 30 minutes, I was like, okay, like this is fine. And then yeah, the date just it went really well. And
So you guys just hung out at the plaza, or did
Yeah.
you guys like go get something to eat?
Well, we
You
saw
guys
a
go to
movie,
movies? Okay.
and then what did we do after that? Oh, we walked around for a little bit because it was a really nice plaza, and there was like there was really nice cars everywhere, and it was just pretty there. So
Gotcha.
we walked around and we just chilled.
So now I have a question. Jumping ahead a bit. What I really what I want to talk about is just how much this Abby girl has changed you, Mitch.
Right.
Because here's the prime example, okay?
Okay.
And I noticed this like 2 days ago when we were working together.
Okay.
So I go over and I reach around you to grab something in the sink, and I get a whiff of something nice, something pleasant. And I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Mitch doesn't smell bad at work for once, cause literally, I'm gonna roast you, Mitch.
That's okay.
For a little while, we'd work together, and I'd be like, you know what? Maybe Mitch has been wearing that shirt a little too long, you know? But now Mitch is smelling like roses. He got in my car this morning. I was like,
Smelling
damn,
like roses.
he smells pretty nice. He's dressing better right now. Maybe not the best, but when he came in the other day, I was like, that's a good shirt. Those are good pants.
Yeah, he actually did compliment you. When me and him were working and you came in that day for a little bit, he goes in and he's like, wow, Mitch got some style.
Mitch
And I
has
was
got
like,
some- he's doing good. This-
So okay. Here's the problem, right?
What's the problem?
So like, naturally at work you would expect an ice cream store to be cold,
Yes.
and if not
Truth.
cold, at least an average.
Not 80
temperature.
degrees.
Right. So it is so fucking hot in the back because
It
we have
is.
so many machines going.
Yeah.
And Scott
And-
keeps the air kind of high.
Yeah. He keeps it at like 75.
Yeah, it's at 75
Yeah. And the thing is, I sweat easily, and when I do sweat, I do smell. So there's like, it's like I put deodorant on before work, but it's just like there's
It's a
nothing I can
lose-lose
do.
situation
Like
when you
I
work at
just
DQ.
I can't do shit unless, yeah, I don't know. Unless he makes it colder.
It's truth.
I'm
it's
boned.
truth. Literally, the only good day that it was when the AC broke that second day, when he opened the front and the back doors. That was the
Standing in
only
the back
day.
was good.
That was the no. When we were in the front,
Oh yeah.
and then we were sitting on like crates waiting for people. That was the only day that it was nice in there because literally every single day it's always hot.
we need to break the AC again. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
that's-
again, it's not really cold
That's
outside.
the plan. Yeah.
that's true.
But anyways, also I've noticed that since you and Abby got together, you're just a happier guy.
you're
like
in a
you
good
told
mood.
you told me the other day, you're like, I've never been so happy. You know?
Right.
Do you think there's truth to that?
Oh, absolutely. Like
Absolutely.
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 But like 100%, she's made me a happier and a better person.
Okay.
And I think that's because she doesn't really view me as who I am, and don't take that as messed up. She views me as who I kind of want to be, right? So that kind of makes me want to be better,
That's a good way to
and
put it.
that makes me like happy. You know?
No, yeah. When you're in a relationship, you want to
Yeah.
be with someone that'll challenge you.
Like she just makes me better.
No, yeah, definitely.
She just makes me better. Yeah.
Now I want to shift over topics. If there's anything final you want to say, any message to Abby you want to say.
I love you, bitch.
All right. So I want to talk about this one thing because I don't know if you want to talk about it or not because I don't think you will. But anyways, so I want to talk about leading on just a little bit because as we've talked about on the podcast, I have been led on a few times, and
Right.
maybe even currently I might be being led on right now.
Again.
But we are unsure, and I'm scared, and I'm a little bitch.
Okay.
Anyways, because I know you've got a leading on story that kind of took a toll on you.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about that,
I'll talk about that.
yeah, I'll hand this over to you. Go for it.
Okay. Should I just start at the beginning?
go.
Start at the beginning.
Okay, so Abby already knows this story. So this story takes place. If you guys don't know, currently I am a sophomore in college. So this story takes place during my freshman year of high school. This is where it starts.
Goddamn.
Yeah. So I meet this girl at church. I'll cut out all the small details. I meet this girl at church. We end up getting together somehow, right? And we start dating
Like
for
romantically.
yeah. So she becomes my girlfriend, and I think about a month and a half in, like we're both in love, right? And then she
In
like
your head, you think that.
right, yeah, and it's just it's super shitty because not like a week after that happened, maybe she like breaks up with me for some other dude. So I'm like fucking crushed.
What the
definitely.
fuck?
I'm like
Especially because that's your first real infatuation.
right, yeah. So that happens, right? And then we get back together, and then the same thing happens again.
With her.
Yeah. So she breaks up with me for another dude after like a month or 2 or 3 or whatever. And this same cycle repeats itself 6 times.
Okay, hold up. Wait.
It happens 6 times.
If that happens twice, why would you get back to her another 4 times?
Honestly, I was a kid, and I loved her, and I didn't.
It was the first real time you really felt that.
Yeah, and like
Damn.
I didn't know any better, you know.
Makes
So-
sense. Makes
And
sense.
it was one of the things was I didn't grow up in a very friendly household,
Mhm.
so any type of affection was like king to me.
Right.
So I don't know. In my subconscious, she was like the only thing that could offer me that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've thought about it a lot, and
Yeah.
that's what I think it is.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely.
interesting.
And like I could definitely relate that to the whole situation. How when fuck me, I said her goddamn name again. I always do that.
sorry.
I was like, why'd you just look like I killed someone? Oh my God, Frank, please bleep that
I'll
out.
bleep it
Literally
out.
every podcast.
Literally,
I
I was
bleep
just
it
about
at
to
least
say every
twice.
episode we have to freaking.
Damn it. Okay, let me say it again.
Just keep on continuing because it's gonna be bleeped
So
out anyway.
Summer Girl is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
With Summer Girl, I went through the same thing, not to the same extent, but we're like, when she came back from the whole summer camp thing, there was a few times when I went back and I probably shouldn't have because it only did more damage to me. Just that whole idea of she's showing me affection, but that she's not. It literally like crushes you, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crushing, you know.
It's pretty shitty, man.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to, you said you're a sophomore in college, right?
Right.
What are you majoring in? What are your goals? What do you want to be in life?
Okay, so I want to be a surgeon,
Okay.
a trauma surgeon specifically. Obviously, my major is biology. That's the most common major for pre-med students.
Mhm.
Although it's like a misconception, you have to be a bio or a chem major. You can be whatever fucking major you want. As long as you do the prerequisites, you can get into medical school. But I'm a bio major, and I chose that just because I like bio.
Right.
So yeah, I'm on the path right now. I'm gonna get my AA. I could have it this semester, but I don't want to yet.
Right.
I don't want to graduate because if I graduate, that means I have to move to another school, and
Right.
I don't want to do that yet. I'm waiting for Abby.
Right.
So yeah, I'm just gonna do that, and then I'm gonna get my bachelor's, and then just apply for medical school. And
Is there any medical school in your head that you definitely want to go to? I mean, it's obviously hard to shoot for a place as high as like Harvard and all that kind of shit.
yeah, well, okay. So obviously, you have like the medical school giants like Stanford
Mhm.
and like John Hopkins,
Mhm.
and it'd be really nice to get in there. However, there's like a really high chance that I'm not going to, and it's also just so expensive.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right? I'm already going to be in an average of like $250,000 of debt. That's how much debt I should be in. That's the best
Damn.
possible situation.
Best possible.
Right? And if I go to Stanford or Johns Hopkins, it's going to be so much more.
Right.
Because they're so expensive, and they know that they're the best medical school,
for
so
sure.
they're going to overcharge you.
But didn't you say that if you get into one of those schools, you're gonna be in debt anyways? So why not just?
Yeah,
go for
but it's just like, I guess, but it would just be so hard to get in there.
The
Okay.
way that you have to think about it, like, it is hard to get in there, but let's say you do get in there for some reason, and we hope with you having that title in that university, like Stanford, they would hire you and, you know, put you at a it'll pay for itself per se, but not all the time it's like that.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I understand what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a situation in my head that I've kind of got like planned out. That's an option to me. So you guys know UNF, University of North Florida.
Yeah.
So they have a Mayo Clinic on campus, and I don't know if you guys know what the Mayo Clinic is.
No.
It's like one of the best hospitals in the world. Like, if not number one, then it's number two. It is the best possible place you can learn. So.
And is it an all guys thing, or is it like unisex?
What do you say?
What do you mean? It's both
Well,
genders.
well, you said Mayo Clinic.
No,
so
you said
no,
mayo.
Oh,
Mayo.
mayo.
Like what you spread on your
Yeah,
sandwiches.
Yeah. I heard
Yeah.
mail.
So they're like partnered with UNF,
Okay.
right? So I was thinking like, hey, what if I was to go to medical school there?
Right.
You know, or what if I was to maybe do like the second year of my bachelor studies there? Because if I can get my foot in the door at UNF, I can get help going to the Mayo Clinic for
Right.
medical school because
Mhm.
they're a teaching school.
Exactly.
So it's a good possibility.
Interesting.
So Mitch, we do know that you like to experiment outside in the whole recreational field.
Marijuana.
So just tell us about that. Tell us about that, cause Frank and I aren't really druggy boys, you know.
Right.
Truth.
Okay. So, let's see. So I'll start off with what I have done.
Yes.
Okay. So obviously I've smoked pot.
Mhm.
I've done magic mushroom psilocybin. That's the active neurotransmitter in it. And I've done LSD, lysergic acid diethylamide. So those last two are psychedelics, and they act on your serotonin receptors, and they make you see pretty stuff. That's the simple explanation.
See pretty stuff.
That's the simple explanation, but on the slim chance that anybody listening has ever done psychedelics, you know that it is absolutely impossible to put into words the experience, and that's not even on like some hippie spiritual shit. That's like there's no possible way to put the whole entire thing into words. It's too hard.
Do you have any stories you were like with friends where you guys all got really?
Oh yeah. Okay, so I've got two stories like that. Well, okay. First off, I only do psychedelics with my friends and with people that I'm comfortable with. If any of you are listening, never do psychedelics at a party, and never do it somewhere that you're not comfortable. That's rule number one. So anyway, the story goes, we're at my friend's house, nameless, and we all drop. So doing acid, one of the ways you can describe doing it is you're dropping. So we all dropped, and we had about a tab each. One tab is like a standard dose. So we're tripping, and a trip usually lasts anywhere from 6 to 8 hours.
Goddamn.
Yeah, you come up, and within 45 minutes you start to feel something, you know, and then within like an hour, like you're tripping, you're seeing stuff, and you've got a headspace, and you know. And then you peak at around hour 3 or 4, and then you just go slowly back down to reality. So we're about hour 3, okay? So we're peaking, and we're like, we want to walk around somewhere. We want to go look at nature or something.
How many people are there?
Oh, jeez, maybe 6 or 7.
Okay.
Anywhere from 6.
Is
to
there
10.
anyone that's sober there? Are you guys all?
Yeah, we had like 2 trip sitters there.
Okay.
So we were safe. So we're like, okay, we want to walk around. So like 4 of us and 1 trip sitter go out to walk around and just look around the neighborhood. It's like 2 a.m.
You said his name.
I'll
Whoops.
leave it.
Damn.
So
we're all over the place today.
it's like 2 a.m. and we're walking around his neighborhood, and we walk around and we look at trees and we act like idiots, and then we turn this corner, going from the sidewalk, and we turn a corner, and we see 5 police cars stationed at this house. Okay, that is not a good thing to
At the
see
person's
on
house?
acid. At just a random
Oh,
person's
yeah,
house.
okay.
Not at his house.
Yeah.
Random person's house. And of course we see that, and we immediately stop, and we're like, oh fuck, like turn around, we're getting the fuck out. We're going back to his house. So yeah, like there's a lot of funny shit that's happened, man. You know,
Yeah. That's something else.
Yeah.
So you got another story, right?
I got another story. So this one involves something called ego death.
What's ego death?
Ego death is when
Sounds intense.
it's pretty intense. It's when you're on acid, and or not on acid, on any psychedelic really, and you kind of lose sense of self. So it can be scary.
Yeah.
So
If you forget who you are.
It can definitely be scary. One of the things is you have to let go. If you don't let go, it is going to scare the shit out of you, and it's going to be an awful experience.
Yeah.
You have to let go. It's really hard. It's not easy, but you have to let go. And so ego death, you lose sense of self. You're like, who am I again? You know, you literally forget your name.
What the hell?
And there's this like, well, you know me, I'm not a very religious man.
You're not?
I
thought you
of
loved
course not.
God.
God is not real. But I'm not a very religious man. I'm not very spiritual either. I don't believe in anything supernatural or anything related to that. But when you're having ego death, you kind of feel like connected to literally everything.
Okay.
To literally everything that exists. Like, it's really hard to explain, but that's the best way I can explain it. So you kind of lose your sense of self and you feel connected to everything. And so that's what happens in this story. So I go to the beach and I'm with a bunch of my friends, same friends that were in the last story. And we go to the beach and I'm the only one that's tripping there. So I've got like 8 trip guides with me. So I'm safe. And so I take 2 tabs of LSD.
Is that a lot?
That's a lot.
Okay.
So, well, okay, it's not a lot, but it's a heavier dose.
Okay.
And the thing is, I'm pretty sure that the tabs were stronger than we thought they were.
Mhm.
So how the tabs are measured is they're measured in UG, micrograms. So you would get a small piece of paper and dip it in, LSD, the chemical, and then it would dry, and that's how you get LSD onto a paper tab. How strong the tab is obviously dependent on where you get it. It's super dependent on who's making it, whatever. So we had assumed that the tabs were going to be about anywhere from 100 to 150 UG each. So 100 UG is a standard dose, right? It's going to get you tripping, but you're not tripping so hard that you have no idea what's going on. So we thought that was what was on each tab, either anywhere from 100 to 150 on each. It was a lot stronger than that, and
Okay.
I was not expecting it. So
And you took 2.
I took 2.
Nice.
So it's at the beach, and I put 2 of the tabs on my tongue, and within like 20 minutes, I'm starting to see stuff. I'm starting to see stuff get wavy, and it's starting to flow, and everything is starting to kind of breathe a little bit. And I noticed that, and within like an hour, I am tripping balls. Okay, and that's the most accurate way to describe it. So we get out of the water, and my friends are like kind of guiding me, and I felt safe with them because I had so many of them, and they were sober, so I knew that I could trust them, right? So that's the most important thing, is to always be safe. And
Use condoms.
yeah, of course, safe sex. And so they're hungry, and I'm like, I don't know what food is, but yeah, let's get it. So they're like, hey, let's go eat somewhere, and I'm like, yeah, okay. So we go to this restaurant called Flanagan's, and I'm tripping very, very hard inside this Flanagan's.
How'd you order?
I didn't order.
Okay.
So the waitress comes over and she's like, hey, do you want anything? And I was like, I just stared up at her with big eyes, my pupils gigantic. For those of you that don't know, psychedelics make your pupils very big. So I stare up at her with huge pupils, and I'm like, I just mumble gibberish. And so I think she knows that I was tripping, and she moves on. And so the waitress was like a big thing of stress for me, and it was kind of weird. But that social interaction and the fear of that social interaction kind of pushed me towards ego death.
Mhm.
Like I was already getting there, but that extra stressor like really pushed me towards it. So I start to have ego death in this fucking Flanagan's, and I remember having to pee, and I had no idea how to get to the bathroom. Just none. So my friend, one of my friends, guided me to the bathroom, and I remember getting up, and I looked at him, and he looked like this wooden like forest elf. Like he looked like a wooden elf,
Jesus Christ.
right? It was the strangest thing. And he was like guiding me to this place where I excrete waste. It was the strangest. Just
So
thought
I have a question, because honestly, from what you've said, it doesn't sound like the greatest time. Like, do you enjoy that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, I enjoy it, right? However, this is not something you want to do every week. This is
Okay.
definitely not something you want to do every day. This is something you want to do every once in a while.
Mhm.
If you do it too much, it has a really, really bad effect on your mind. It's strong shit, man. It is really strong.
I feel like it's all about the environment you're in. Like, I feel
100%.
like that'll make the whole trip for you.
100%. The environment is the most important thing, along with the trip sitter.
Now let's moving on to as we said earlier, we know that we all know each other because of Dairy Queen.
Right.
So let's move on to first impressions, like we did in the intro with me and Andy.
Okay.
What were your first impressions? Let's start off with Andy first.
With Andy. Okay. Well, Andy came in, and it was really obvious that Andy was nervous.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Because, like, we didn't know each other, but I knew of Andy. Like, I had seen him before somewhere.
I know, because we both knew, like, Ben,
Yeah.
and we lived in the same neighborhood for a while. And we rode in the same bus in middle school. But
Yeah,
we
yeah, that's true.
We didn't really talk to each other.
Yeah. But, okay, so I saw Andy. My first impression was, like, okay, like, he's a nice kid. He's nervous, and obviously, at first, he was kind of slow, just like everybody is.
Kinda.
Yeah, he was pretty slow. But, you know, he was all right. My thought of him was like, yeah, he's okay. That was my first thought. I was like, yeah, he's all right.
What was your thought of Mitch?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just a guy. You know what I mean? Just a guy, just hanging out, just being Mitch, just living his life. You know.
That's accurate.
It's. I mean, like, honestly, like, he was just. I mean, he was him. You and Alexis were the first people that I kind of like warmed up to, just because I like worked with you guys a lot.
Right.
And like you really like, even though you kind of didn't know what you were doing that much either, because you were kind of new.
Yeah.
You still showed me, like, you were one of the first to show me what you knew, and kind of like let me follow you around and kind of guide you. You guided me. I mean.
Right.
And yeah, I appreciated that. So yeah, that's cool.
That's cute. What were your impressions of me?
Well, Dad.
Yeah.
Literally.
Why does everybody
first
say
impression.
that?
Yeah.
Off the top of my head. Dad. Like, okay, so it was literally like Frank is literally a fucking dad. It's so funny. So
Yeah.
I remember Frank is the one who taught me how to do everything, pretty much. So he's like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna take a customer, okay, and I'm gonna make one for you, and then you have to make it until you get it right.
Yep.
And
That's
so
what I used to do.
I watched him make one of the thing, and then he's like, all right, now you make it.
Yeah.
And we essentially just did that. It was just trial and error, and we just did that until I learned what to do, and I was like, damn, Frank's really a fucking dad.
Literally, because my thing is, I haven't done it with any of the new people, like with Ben or Anya or Pope, because I didn't train them, so they're a failure because they're a failure. But
Yeah, good way to put it.
I don't take
They're
credit
a
for that.
failure because they're a failure. Put that on a t-shirt, man.
Wow.
But the thing is that in my eyes, I think it's easier to teach somebody by them doing it. Because if you don't do it, then if I just say you do this, do that, and then when you're by yourself, you're gonna be like, what do I do?
Right.
So it's so much easier just to be like, here, I'm gonna do this once so you could see it. Because I'm a visual learner, so in my eyes, everybody is. So I show people how to do it, and then after that, you do it. If you fail, you fail. That's how I learned. When I was in Jersey, I worked by myself because it was technically like a full time. Because I worked from 10 to like 5ish.
Yeah.
And I was the only one there. I would work from 10 to 5, and then the boss would come in at 12. So those 2 hours, I'd be by myself. So if somebody would come in and at the beginning, I had no idea what a malt was. Literally no idea. I just give them shakes. Like, and then if I didn't know what went inside a blizzard, I literally just put what I thought went, and I just gave it to them. And then they were like, okay, thank you, and then they walk away. I mean, people over there weren't as like, it's like, this doesn't have enough chocolate sauce in it.
Oh yeah.
Than they are over here. But I mean, yeah. So my initial to be honest, I don't even remember, like, because when I first met Mitch, it was that was the OG squad who was working there.
Yep.
It was me, Julia, Cheyenne. I believe Hannah was there. Hannah wasn't there.
Hannah wasn't there.
TJ.
Chris.
Chris? How can I forget Chris?
That's the homie.
Chris.
Ashley.
Ashley, Demi.
yeah.
God
Yep.
damn, we had so many people.
Yeah, that was the OG squad.
Literally, that was a fun squad.
Yeah.
And when I know you were really close to TJ
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
I'm sure you still are.
Yeah.
But during that time, it was TJ who got you the job, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And TJ was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And when you started coming in, then you started, and dude, it was so much fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was always really fun. Like, guys' night is really fucking
Yo,
fun.
I fucking
Like,
love
We
guys'
never
night.
get those anymore.
I know. The last time we had guys' night was us two, I think.
Yeah, I'm
And
pretty sure
and
it was.
it was
A while
like,
ago.
3, 4, maybe a month ago.
It's just because, well, Mitch, you usually work day shifts,
Yeah,
and
that's
Ben
the
doesn't
thing.
work anymore. so-
Literally.
Yeah.
And we're the only 4 that work. The only guys.
Yeah.
And not to mention, we're the only ones that are fucking working at Dairy Queen this week
Yep.
and next week.
Yep.
Because everyone wants to fucking leave
Everybody's
us and
fucking
shit.
gone apparently.
So I think that's pretty much it, guys. We covered a lot of topics that we've kind of wanted to talk about going into this. Thanks for coming into the studio today, Mitch.
The studio's
problem,
Mother
man.
Nature.
It was a goddamn blast.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. We hope you guys like this episode. We hope you guys like this interview style. If you keep liking it, then we're gonna keep doing it. So
Yes.
thanks for watching, guys. Anything you want to say before you leave, Frank?
I don't think so. Yeah, no.
All right,
got
thanks for
nothing.
watching, guys. Oh shit, Frank, we don't even have an outro yet.